You ready? There you go.
Anthony, how are you? Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. So just to give you a little rundown, we got some questions for you. Hopefully we'll find out some fun facts about you, some stories we haven't heard before.
Hope so.
And in between each one, we'll take a swing on the Neglin just to keep things interesting, mix it up.
Sounds great.
So first off, would you introduce yourself? Where are you from and what do you do?
I'm Anthony Smith. I'm from Canada, from Calgary, Canada, but I'm the photo editor for Bike, and we're based in Carlsbad, California, but currently I live in Bellingham, Washington.
And then what brought you to the States?
The job with Bike, actually. Yeah, I was going to art school in Vancouver, and in my senior year, I sent in an application for an internship and didn't hear anything. Just randomly, before my senior year started, got a call from Morgan Meredith, who at the time was the assistant photo editor. He was like, "Hey, interested in coming down? You know, you able to make it down like in a week?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." Teachers were like, "No, I don't think it's a good idea. You should really stay up here and work on your senior project for art school." I mean, like in hindsight, of course, why would I? Yeah. Pass up the opportunity, and I was like humming and hawing about it. But I made the decision to go down and intern for Bike, and that was 2007. Yeah, and then when a position opened up in 2010, I started full time with Bike.
What was the internship experience like?
It was really cool because that was kind of the tail end of the film days. So as an intern, I had a lot of the grunt work, like filing slides, sending slides back to photographers, kind of organizing that archive of slides. They're super, super interesting. It's such a different workflow and different flow to what I work with today, where it's, you know, it's all digital. So it's like quick, you know. And
cool.
Yeah.
You want to have the first hit of Neglin?
Oh man, and now I'm crooked. I can see how this is gonna go. Cool. If I had my new glasses, man, it'd be all over.
That sounds like a serious disadvantage. So, would you tell me what inspired you to pick up a camera in the first place?
My dad really, like he was kind of an amateur photographer, and so he just has this huge archive of slides and things like that. And he was really into scuba diving too before we were born. So he has all this like underwater like film footage and film photos and stuff. And so he always had this like really rad camera equipment hanging around the house. And I think like a lot of people, just hand me down camera, like kind of a really basic like SLR camera, and started to learn on that. And then when I went back to art school, I just kind of like, you know, filtered into the photography program.
Did you know that you wanted to go to school for that, or did you kind of, were there other options you were pursuing, or?
I don't know, I just knew I liked doing creative things like drawing, painting, taking photos. And so it seemed like the path of least resistance in a way, like not to downplay it or anything, but like if I was gonna go to school, I would have the least struggle doing art school. You know, I think it's pretty easy to like maybe knock on art school, is it like you don't really do much, but you do think about your work and think about work in general a lot, and like what it says to you and what it says to other people. Definitely use those skills daily in my job now, like thinking about how a photo, a single photo or a group of photos is gonna speak to the reader, what that's gonna say to them and how it's gonna complement the words. And I really, really enjoyed my time at art school. I don't think I fully appreciated like how rad it was to just like, that was my job then. I would just like, I just had to make stuff, and it didn't even need to be good. And a lot of it was really, really bad, you know, but you just have like this free license, like for 4 years, you can just make a lot of mistakes. And that was, for me, that was the biggest takeaway from going to art school, is like it was just so much fun to just be making shit all the time, you know. People are always so worried about like, oh, is it gonna get likes, or what are people gonna say, is it gonna get good engagement, you know. And it's like, God, if everybody could just take a step back and be like an art school student making shitty work, like maybe they'd be better off in the long run, right? They'd be like making stuff for themselves more. I don't know. Yeah, that was a bit of a tangent.
No, that was perfect. That was awesome. Let's take another swing. Started. So now you're at Bike Magazine.
Yep.
I'm guessing that's probably pretty much a dream job of...
Yeah, kind of like a dream job that I didn't know I had a dream to do. Yeah. You know, it's like, what am I into? I'm into bikes and I'm into photography. And I can't think of many other jobs where I could really just be thinking about those two things, like nonstop, 24 hours a day, you know. It's pretty amazing, actually. Every day is like inspiration, you know, people sending through amazing work or sending through amazing ideas or whatever it is. It's pretty awesome.
What is the day-to-day like? Like, you know, you're obviously here in Bellingham, they're based out of San Diego, right?
Yeah, and that's a new thing. For years I was in the office down in California, and but the workflow is the same. It's just instead of face-to-face interactions, it's over the computer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on a week like this week, for example, we're in production for an issue, but we're also thinking about things like long term. So it's kind of like thinking in the here and now and thinking long term, and just trying to like put all those pieces of the puzzle together. I think we think of like a volume of the magazine,
Totally.
and kind of all the web stuff and everything that goes along with it is like a body of work. So kind of thinking about how everything lines up for this is our 25th anniversary volume. So thinking about how everything is going to line up for this 25-year volume, and that includes like book and all the issues and all the web stuff we're doing. So it's a lot of moving pieces, but it's really exciting to try and shuffle them all around into the right spots, you know. And it's so satisfying, like when you kind of finish big projects like that, or you put out a big feature and you start rolling out all the content, and when people are really psyched on it, like it's a really satisfying feeling. I know you guys experience the same thing, right?
Yeah,
like it's
cool
just awesome to see the feedback. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah,
absolutely. It's very rewarding.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I thought you had it.
Sorry, Lou.
She's like, I'm trying to nap. What's the toughest decision you've had to make as photo editor of Bike, or the toughest decision you make on a regular basis?
The toughest thing about the job is just telling people that we don't have room for work, or we can't use a particular photo that they're like really psyched on. You know, like it's not to say that the work isn't good or I don't really like the photo. It's just, you know, limited space, and we only have so much room to put stuff in. And I think that's always the worst part, is like getting back to somebody to say like, hey, I really love it, but it's not going to be a great fit. You know, you don't want people to doubt what they're doing, or feel like what they've done isn't good. So it's never easy or fun to say, hey, it's not really going to work for us right now. You know, I don't think there's any like tough decisions we need to make, but yeah, it's never fun telling people like we'll pass on something that they're really psyched on. You know, that always sucks. So
all right, another round of Neglen here.
Oh man, okay. I'll cover my bad eye if it's bad. It's so bad that she's not even looking anymore.
Like, it's boring. So you've been talking about the 25-year anniversary book you guys are making.
Yeah.
Probably an insane archive of photos.
It is.
What's it like to just be going through that?
It's super interesting because it all really predates me. Like I've been photo editor since, I think I took over from Dave in 2014, I want to say. So I really haven't been doing it that long, like making the creative decisions and stuff. So really this is like kind of going through that archive and looking at that body of work that Dave produced and curated. I think it's really interesting to think about it kind of like an outsider's perspective in a way. Like I'm really invested in Bike and I've been involved for a number of years, but like to look at all these photos that really meant a lot to me as like a reader before I worked for Bike. Kind of a lot of like anxiety about it, because there's so many amazing photos that Bike has published throughout the years, and so many amazing photographers that have worked with Bike throughout the years that a lot of them don't even work in the mountain bike space anymore. They've moved on, they do other things, and just kind of thinking about like, how do you represent somebody's work that's been so like made such an impact on me and no doubt such an impact on readers throughout the years. It's like it's been fun and nerve-wracking, and light at the end of the tunnel now. Like we're getting close, and it looks really awesome. And I don't know, I really hope readers and just mountain bike fans like really enjoy it, and you know, whether they've haven't heard of Bike or they've been, you know, like invested in Bike since the early days, like hopefully it can just speak to people as mountain bikers, you know, regardless of what angle they're coming in at it with, you know. So
across genres, across decades, across everything.
That's the goal.
Cool.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah.
But it's been super exciting. Just fun to feel like that I've got a little stamp on this whole history of Bike, you know. It's been going on for 25 years now, so.
Sweet. I'm really excited to see it. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
I hope you like it.
Yeah. I have no doubt about it.
You want me to miss again?
No, I think you got it this time. Excuse me, Lou. Nope. Psych. So you've been a judge on Deep Summer for a while now.
Yeah. I've been involved with it for quite a few years now.
What's that like? I mean,
it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because you feel like everyone hates you. Because it's so like...
One person's going to be stoked with your decision, but everyone else might be bummed.
Yeah. And it's always really hard. And there's a lot of different opinions that come into it. Like people that work more on a commercial side, or people that, you know, like have been working as photographers for 20 plus years. And then people like me that are a photo editor, you know, it's like all sorts of different people, all those different opinions that come into it. And you're looking at this, you know, this show that's created in just a couple days, and it's incredible that any of those guys can go out and create that body of work in such a short amount of time. But then to try and like distill it down to like, okay, what makes this show better than this show, or why did we, you know, think this one wasn't the winner and this one was the winner? It's like, it's really, really hard. Gotten a hit yet?
Ooh, yes. Now we're talking.
I just need to call it out.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Well, I think the most famous person, or the person that I kind of freaked out about the most, like shooting photos of, I got to shoot.
Either.
Yeah. Well, I got to shoot photos of Tim Commerford from Rage Against the Machine a few years back for a piece for a bike. Yeah. He's just like a obsessed mountain biker. He's like so passionate about riding, but just, you know, my age, like I just grew up with like Rage. Like, you know, so it's like, it's kind of a surreal moment. You're like, holy shit, like this is really happening. Like somehow I have a job where I'm a picture maker, and I'm hanging out with a guy from Rage, and he's awesome, and he's riding my legs off, and I can't keep up, and I'm like dying right now. It was a pretty rad experience. Cool to know that like there's people that are kind of taking that same kind of like life choice. I'm gonna follow my passion and do what I really love to do, that are also like super into mountain biking. I think that's super cool.
Was he the type of person you thought he was gonna be, or did he live up to your expectations?
I just didn't know that he would be so like such a wealth of knowledge of mountain bike history. Like his garage was just like mountain bike history, like all his old bikes and all old parts. Like I swear he's never thrown anything out. Like it's crazy. And he just knew so much about riding, and just to hear all the stories about the, you know, the years when they were touring a lot, and how mountain biking was just like the biggest bonus for all those years traveling. Like he got to ride his bike all over the world. You know, it was like that was his priority, and it wasn't like partying or that whole like, you know, stereotypical like rock star thing. He was like, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna ride off the jet lag. And just, you know, with my mountain bike. It's super cool to hear, you know. And
where does he live?
Malibu, California.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
And we shot a piece with him and his neighbor Marshall Mullen, who's you know, dirt jump kid, has really immaculate set of dirt jumps in his yard, and also shreds on like a, you know, trail bike as well. It's kind of an odd pair, but they're like daily riding buddies, and super cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, got to see their zone a little bit. It was really rad.
Yeah. Following the legend.
By the end of that shoot, like we caught sunrise, got some really amazing photos, and then I was like cooked. I was fully done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I could not ride anymore.
Damn, this dude rips.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's take another round.
Oh,
yeah.
That was a good one.
You said your dog's name was Otis?
Yeah, I got 2 dogs.
Okay.
Otis and Ruby.
I heard they have an Instagram account.
Yeah, Boxing Bug.
Boxing Bug.
It doesn't get updated too much, but yeah, just like all dog owners, you think it's the raddest shit ever, and people are probably like, what the hell?
Tell us more about them. What are they? What kind of dogs are they?
Otis is a 7-year-old boxer, and then Ruby I've had since I was like, since I was an art school student, and she's 12 now. She's a Boston Terrier pug. When I was going to art school, I worked at a bike shop in Vancouver, like right near the art college, and she's kind of like the shop dog there.
Cool.
But she's never been a trail dog, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like maybe a little too small to be a little trail dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she likes bikes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is Otis a trail dog?
You know, we tried to kind of get him into being a trail dog, because like in Southern California, like he's a California dog, and there's not a lot of places where you can ride with dogs there. It's not really like a trail dog culture, and so brought him out here, and I was super psyched. Like, I'm gonna get him out to be a trail dog. Took him out a little bit, and he was a pretty shit trail dog. Like I remember just riding like the Ridge Trail back down, like on one of the first rides, trying to get him like used to it. He fully T-boned me at full speed on a switchback. Like he just doesn't know the trail. Like I start turning and he just smashed into the bike. Big yelp, and I'm like, all right, dude, watch where you're going.
Yeah, like that one's on you.
But you know, like he's a big dude, and his hips are getting a little sore. So I think his trail dog days were like short-lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks it's pretty rad, but I think for his longevity's sake, I think he's just gonna be like a hiking dog.
Yeah. That sounds like it's my best for him.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, they sound awesome. All right, let's take another swing. Ooh. Man.
Thinking back to like intern stuff I had to do when I was with bike, and I had to do a bunch of shitty jobs as an intern. But I think that's what makes you a good intern, is if you can do the shitty jobs and do it with a smile on your face and not complain. I remember Morgan Meredith and we redid the floor of the photo studio when I was an intern, and we had this like floor sander thing to like sand the floor, but it wasn't like working super good. So he's like, maybe if we just get more weight on it, maybe you should ride it. So I'm like, I was riding the sander and he was like pushing it around. I think Reddick actually got this photo of us like, it's got the mask on, I'm riding the thing.
Oh, that sounds great. That definitely sounds like a true intern moment. Right?
It was a true intern moment for sure. Yeah.
That's great. Did I ask you a question?
What's that?
Did I ask a question?
No, I just told you that story.
No, that was perfect. That was great. That was a sick anecdote. All right, who inspires you, be it as a photographer, as a mountain biker, in life?
I think just creative people that are kind of following their passion inspire me. Photographer-wise, I'm really inspired and envious of people that really have their own, like, really truly unique style, where you can look at a photo and you're like, oh my god, that's a so-and-so photo. Like the skate photographer French Fred, I absolutely love his work, and it's like so, I mean, you see one of his photos and it's like undeniable that's his photo. And I feel like Stephen Wild, as a mountain bike photographer, had that same thing. When I looked through the archives of bike, you don't even need to look at the photo credits. Like, oh, Stephen Wild photo. And with his work in particular, it was just like so fearless. Like, it didn't necessarily need to be like in focus or sharp or whatever, but somehow it just like, you could feel it, you know? And I think that's so rad. Is when the work is so powerful that it just speaks to you like that. But yeah, I think just people that are able to kind of trust themselves and do what they're passionate about, and kind of see it all like line up and work out, you know?
It just comes back to that, you know, giving her attitude.
Yeah, you just gotta give her. Yeah.
Give her. Excellent, man. Let's do another swing. You have a go-to trail snack that you always bring on a ride?
I think if you would ask any of the bike staff, well, not any of the bike staffers, but our former gear editor, Ryan Palmer, if what my trail stack was, he'd probably say, well, nothing, because Anthony never rides with like tools or food or enough water. Probably say I'm like super unprepared, but my wife is Korean, and her mom got me hooked on these like little like, they're like wagon wheels. You ever have those when you're a kid? But they're called Choco Pies.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, and got me hooked on those. And sometimes I put those like in my jersey pocket or whatever, and I think that's pretty tasty.
A little sugar rush.
Full sugar rush, no nutritional value, but like, I love them.
Yeah, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I might have to start packing those.
Yeah, you should.
All right, one more swing.
No.
Anthony, sweet man, we'll really appreciate having you on the show. It's been a blast.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been good to get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to leave our viewers with? Any wisdom you want to impart?
Any wisdom? Well, I think, and this is like self-realization after talking, I think just following your passion. Like, yeah, I think if you're doing something you really love, then it's not going to feel like work, and you're really going to feel like fortunate that you're able to that's what you do. That's your life, you know.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, man. It's been
thank
a pleasure.
You.
Excellent.
And thank you. What's this? Yeah. You ready? There you go. You're a good dog. What's up? You're hilarious.